We'll start with the AFC Championship game. The Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. And, this 1-3 seed matchup. And, of course, he came out on top again, folks. We all thought he was dead, right? Comedy and football. That's a great new name. Or maybe football and fun. We're going to work on that, Sean. We'll have to have an executive meeting and make sure we get all that right, and we'll do all that. But, yeah, we'll come up with something, my friend. Thank you. But, yeah, Patty Mahomes does it again. They thought he was down. They thought he was out. They thought Kansas City was done for. But it's not to be. And he thwarts the efforts of one Lamar Jackson. And there was a lot that happened in this game, though. And as I mentioned a little earlier, it was fun to sit with Tina and watch this game because, as you know, Tina is such a Patrick Mahomes fan that she just couldn't contain herself during some of it. And I probably can't repeat some of what she said on Sunday, but nonetheless, I was thoroughly entertained. Outside of that, it was great, and it's always great too because we do have a group thread, so you guys need to know that Delilah was at a bar like 6 blocks from us. So we were all in the same vicinity. So Delilah's on the group chat and Tina's back and forth on the group chat. And I'm just going, oh, what did Delilah say? Because I'm not even paying attention to the damn group chat. I'm trying, we had these two drunks in the bar fighting with each other that I kept talking to Tina about. That's another story for another day too, because they were pretty funny. And it just the whole thing was just a comedy show from like start to finish.
Fan with a guy that seemed like he was a Chiefs fan, but then he was also
he had a Packers hat on, like
Lions fan.
And it's just That was one of those things you just go, what is going on here? There was plenty of alcohol involved, so those two were yapping at each other the whole thing, and Tina and I were just cracking. But we'll get to the game now. To say all that, 17-10, obviously the Chiefs come out on top. Well, you know what, Tina? I'll start with you, since, like I said, you and I were there together, and we were commenting throughout the entire thing. Was this a colossal Baltimore failure, this game? Losing this game like this? What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Chiefs necessarily won. I think that the Baltimore collapsed. They couldn't get their offense going. Their defense looked good, at least in the second half of the game. And all that being said, and the reason why I say that is that defense kept Patrick Mahomes to 17 points in a playoff game. And yeah, they only lost by a TD. So the defense played well. The offense was like freaking already off to the Bahamas already. Because it just did not look good. They never got anything going. And it's so bad because Lamar Jackson is an extremely talented athlete. And this is just another case of it's not necessarily his fault, but he's going to get a lot of blame for this. And there's a lot of detractors. They're like, oh, there you go. Ravens collapsed again, et cetera, et cetera. And I just, but and even though I hate saying this, the Chiefs actually played a very good game. And Steve Spagnuolo had that defense primed and ready to go.
Yeah.
And they were on fire. And I forget who it was. I don't think it was you, Guy. Oh, maybe it was Delilah. Maybe you were like, why don't they double team Kelsey? And I was like, because if you double team Kelsey, you just opened up a wide receiver. So what does Mahomes do? I'm going there. And
he had the most catches.
Seriously.
Record.
I know, but it's the Gronk problem. It's the Gronk problem. It's the Kelsey problem. It's the Kittle problem. These tight ends are so good that if you do take that DB or that secondary person to cover them, you just exposed a hole in your defense and good quarterbacks. And Brady is the epitome of this. Every time they double teamed Gronk, he threw it somewhere else. It went to Edelman. It went to Randy Moss or one of those guys. You're just opening up a can of worms with that. So, but I agree, 20 yards. The man had over 110 yards. Close. I think it was close to 130 yards in the game.
Yeah.
That's what their offense is built around. throw to
Yeah.
Kelsey. He's a big man. He can take the hit. He
Yeah.
can get the sacks, and then hope the others caught. And unlike in regular season, they actually had sticky fingers and they caught the
Yeah,
ball.
no. Well, that was a good. Travis had a really nice catch over the middle where he had to dive for it. He kind of just grabbed it out of the
That
air.
was-
Like that was
Yeah.
very
Yeah, that
impressive.
was-
I was like,
that
"Way to go,
was-
Trent!"
Oh, you
that
talking
was
about
a
the one where
beautiful
he had
catch.
to, where he kind of had to do the Odell Beckham? That
Mhm.
one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he just pulled it down. He was like, "Phew, "Let me get that," as he was
Well,
falling to the ground.
His hand's probably about big as my head.
Probably, absolutely. That's why Taylor likes
That's a
him.
big.
That's
That's
another
a big
story,
ass
though.
hand because I got a big ass head.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, there you go. But
And I'll let
well,
someone
you know,
else
one of
talk
the
about it, but what about
yeah.
Pacheco? Let
No,
you guys
and that
talk
was
about Pacheco.
that was one of the things I mentioned
Big
last
fan of
week. So
Pacheco. Yeah.
Delilah, we're going to go to you with this one. I talked about the offensive line of the Chiefs versus the defensive line of the
Mhm.
Ravens and how I thought didn't Pacheco just wipe that out essentially with what he did with the runs that he had? Like it just literally didn't seem like the Ravens had an answer for him at times.
Yeah, I mean, if he came into his playoffs hot, like when I saw him in the wild card game, literally charging through the snow and below zero, like he didn't even feel it. I was like, oh, he went beast mode in the, you know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
is not playing around, and he had like that. He was why the Chiefs won that game. Remember, Kels messed up. He had
Yep.
dropped
Well,
passes.
he had a couple. He had a
that
couple.
was actually
Yeah.
a really bad game for him. But Checo was the one that was lighting it up. Yeah, with 3 touchdowns that game or something. Like it was crazy. And
Oh,
so
the
I
wild
was
card
like,
game you talking about? Yeah.
yeah,
He did. I think he did.
That's where it started. And then
Yeah.
same thing, boom, he kicked butt when they played, when they played the next game. And it was just like he was just lights out. And that's why I'm like, oh man, they need to defend against that. Now, at the same time, it's not a blowout, guys. KC,
No,
it's
it wasn't.
17-10. So at the same time, it wasn't a blowout. It wasn't like, it was 31-10 or 7 or something,
Right.
It wasn't a blowout. There were times where, Mahomes did get sacked. He did get pressured more than he has by the other teams previously. They didn't lose because of the defense. They lost because of offense. I'm actually
Just couldn't
really
get
disappointed in
anything
John
going.
Harbaugh, to be honest, and the offensive coordinator, whoever that is. I feel like they just messed up. They took their foot off what made them win. They dropped the run game. Like they didn't use Gus Edwards, and that guy's a monster. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when, he had how many like rushing yards in the regular season? He had many rushing yards. The other 2 games that they won, like the wild card, not the wild card because they didn't. But you know what I mean? The game against Houston, didn't Gus have like a monster game against Houston? And so I feel like they abandoned the run game. They didn't let Lamar run, which is like, yeah, we know he could do both. He could run and he could pass. Like, what are you doing? Like, I feel like they abandoned what made them actually be the number 1 seed. Like, I don't know. That was like really bad play calling in my opinion, and not as aggressive as we've seen them do before. Like usually we've seen that offense really aggressive and even take chances. And they just were not playing that way. And I was just really surprised. And that's when Lamar started making mistakes, because then he started forcing stuff. And then he started, you know what I mean? And that's that. And I feel because he was getting frustrated, say, like, what is this? Like they couldn't get any connections. Like, Zay Flowers had a great catch. Oh. My God, that was a phenomenal passing catch. But that's all. That's all.
Well, to that end, to Handy, I'll come to you with this, because this was one of the things that I went, wow, man, is it a rookie mistake or just a matter of in the moment in the game? But that pass that he caught at the 10-yard line, he gets a taunting penalty that pushes him back to the 25. Now, if you remember on that drive is also when he fumbles at the 1. Yeah. When he's going in for the touchdown. So, Handy, was this a case of Baltimore just made way too many mistakes, or was Kansas City's game plan just that good in this game? What do you think?
I'm going to go with Nate here. I know Nate is feeling it real bad right now. Shout out to our guy, Nathan Snow.
Yeah.
Appreciate you tuning in. This game was Baltimore's to win or lose. The fact that they got held to 10 points and they were the 4th highest scoring offense in the league, 28 points a game. I mean, the 2 highlights of the game that I saw, during the time I watched it, I caught the rest of it through replays. Was when they had Lamar, the defense had him wrapped up. He broke the tackles, broke free, rolled left, set his feet. As soon as he set his feet, I said he's going deep. He hit Zay Flowers for that touchdown. I said, okay, this is going to be a decent game. And then I didn't see anything else that it really impressed me except for him catching the batted pass. Baltimore just I'm with you, Nate, and I'm not dogging your squad, bro. This is me, just like when a certain other team lost the Super Bowl. They didn't step up. Yeah, I'm not letting it go. Win a damn Super Bowl, I'll stop talking about it. But my therapist says I'm doing much better now.
You do much better. That's good.
It's not to joke about anybody out there that's just going to therapy. Not to joke about that. That's a serious deal. If you need it, by all means, go get it. I've done it myself on multiple different occasions and always wound up coming out on the other side doing better. Anyhow, it was Baltimore's game to win or lose, and they did not step up. This is not the Baltimore Ravens team that I watched play all season long. This Baltimore Ravens team looked lost at times. And to the Zay Flowers thing, young man, let me tell you something. Just cause you got it, don't mean you gotta flaunt it. Sometimes you just hand the ball to the man in the striped shirt, the one that looked like the character that Chris Rock played in that movie. The one when he was animated was the best movie he was in because we didn't see his face the whole movie.
Oh my God!
Exactly. That's a dancing zebra.
Madagascar, right?
Yeah, and
you just gotta hand the ball to the man in the striped shirt and then go back over to your sideline and say, "Coach, did I do good? Do I get some milk and cookies?" And sit your butt down on the bench.
That's hilarious.
These young kids, the thing is, they are like, don't get me wrong, it's entertaining to a point, but it's like, the game, you have not won the game yet.
Yeah,
you haven't. They was swag surfing when he got his, they was like, oh, we gonna show Taylor Swift. Look, this is how you supposed to really swag surf. You really supposed to swag surf. And then you lost the game. So the only highlight you got is getting a taunting penalty and swag surfing.
Yeah.
But you ain't got no AFC championship trophy, boo-boo. You just don't have it.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I think go ahead, Delilah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I think that we all kind of hit the nail on the head. Like KC defense were ready for Lamar. They kept him off the field. That's what helped them win, by the way, too, is because they know Lamar's dangerous. Like they do. They recognize that. How many minutes did they have possession of ball versus Baltimore?
It was huge.
That's how
I think
often, they knocked him off the field. Like I don't know how many times, forced on the punt. Like I mean, completely. We're like, we're not even gonna let this guy touch the ball.
Nope. Yeah, I commented that to Tina because at one point they put that set. It was like 23 minutes to 6 or whatever in the first half, and I'm like, oh, good God, like really?
Yeah. I think it was more like 31 to something. It was.
You're just like, what is going on here, my friend? Like that's time of possession horrible for Baltimore. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, but then you'd see like the offensive line was keeping that pocket open, and you would see Lamar bouncing around,
weaving in and out. Yeah.
Like sometimes I literally was like, how is he doing this?
Yeah.
Like, so it was just something.
Sorry, Baltimore. Nate, I know you're hurting.
Nate.
Yeah, I know you're hurting. I know where the comments are coming from. Take the break you need. We've all been there, buddy. We've all been there, buddy.
No, believe me, Nate, we feel your pain, sir. But
the reason Aaron Rodgers has
mine was a safety in the first play of a Super Bowl. Okay, I feel the pain.
Well, I'm going to say this to the point that you were making, Delilah, about or who was it that was making the point about everybody putting it on Lamar Jackson? Listen, just like I said last week before, that you have 60 minutes in a football game.
Yeah.
There are 22 players on the field, 11 on offense, 11 on defense, and then if you got an extra 11 guys, if none of them are doubling up, you got 11 guys on special teams. So 33 dudes that are playing. Well, 32 because I don't know. The place kicker and the long kicker don't necessarily be the same person. Plus the punter is a different guy. So 34, maybe 35. But you got at least 30 some odd guys that see the field during this 60-minute game. Each and every one of them has an individual assignment that they're responsible for. The receiver is supposed to catch the ball. The tight end is just a really big receiver with muscles. The lineman is supposed to block. The center hands the ball to the quarterback. The quarterback hands the ball to the running back. The defensive guys, they just supposed to tackle whoever on the other side has the ball in their hand or keep the guy that's running down the field from catching the ball. It's that freaking simple.
Thanks for that.
Oh Lord have mercy. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is Lord have mercy. The point that I'm trying to make is that you can't just pin this whole thing to those people that are beating Lamar across the head. It is not all on Lamar, and not to forget the people that get paid insane amounts of money to stand on the sideline holding the thing in front of their face, trying to pretend like they talking in secret, like Connor Stallions is not over in the other side in a disguise, taking pictures and stealing their signs. I said that out loud, didn't I? Hey, San Diego fans, he's coming. Anyway, those guys are responsible for teaching the guys on the field to play. And there were some times where they fell short too. So this does not all fall on Lamar. You can say what he wants. He's not quarterback enough. He's just a running back. Leave that man alone. Some of y'all just mad because he got money and y'all ain't. So he's out there playing the game. Some of y'all think y'all know how to play. And if you feel like you can do better, Nate will be more than happy to put the address to the training camp in the comments, and you can get in your car or hop on the plane. Just don't fly Southwest because the doors fall off.
You sending these folks to Baltimore?
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
I have a plan. It's all in my plan. Y'all go to Baltimore. Y'all go to the train. Y'all go to Baltimore. Say, I'm here for training camp. I want Lamar Jackson's job and see how well you do. And then when you go out there and you embarrass yourself.
Yeah, no, he said no one watched The Wire. Yeah, don't go to Baltimore. What are you going to Baltimore for?
I'm just kidding.
What do you want to go to? No, I know.
I know the stereotype.
But have you watched The Wire? Have you watched that?
No, Nate. I'm going to do it. I'm not giving him a pass, but what I'm saying is it does not all fall on him. All the people that are jumping on his back, there was a whole lot of monumental failure. I don't want to say it that bad, but there were other failures on that squad. It wasn't just all him. Yeah, he didn't have his best game.
Of course, he had a bad
but
game.
I've seen times where a quarterback has had a bad game and the rest of the team has lifted him up.
And then nobody picks him up. Yeah,
nobody had your boys back. So I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm done with that.
No, it's okay. Again, I think we all agree it was Baltimore's game to win it, and they just didn't get it done in the end.
They didn't.